A good Erev Shabbos, and I hope you're all well.
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm going to start off with Kabbalat Shabbat Live this evening at 6:20 with Rabbi and Rebbetzen Taylor. Don't miss it on USTV.
USTV. And Shabbat begins this week at 7:19 p.m. Mincha followed by Kabbalat Shabbat and Maariv is at 7 o'clock at Yavna and Croxtell. In Elstree it's at 7:15. At Croxtell this evening we've got a chicken soup kiddush.
Ooh, very nice.
So please support one of our three minyanim. Now tomorrow we've got a really busy Shabbos. There are 3 Sifrei Torah. It doesn't happen very often. The Seder is Tazria, it's also Parshas HaChodesh, and it's also Shabbos Rosh Hashanah, so there will be Hallel. So come along and sing. Chapper is at Croxtell is again at the slightly earlier time of 9:15, followed by Kiddush. Limud at Croxtell is also at 9:15, and Shacharis at Yavna is at 9:30, also followed by Kiddush. Youth service at Croxtell is at 9:45. Youth discussion at Yavna is 10:30, and children's services at their normal times of 11 o'clock.
I hope you've all got that, lots of times to remember. We have a lot of Mazel Tovs this week. Mazel Tov to Dahlia and Stephen Ross on the occasion of Libby's Bat Mitzvah.
Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov to Reverend Stanley Brickman on his second Bar Mitzvah.
Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov. To Aaron Brickman on the occasion of his Ufruf and upcoming wedding to Samantha, and to his parents Beryl and Reverend Stanley Brickman.
Double Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov to Jamie Kay on his upcoming marriage to Natalie Long, and to his parents Karen and Alan Kay.
Mazel Tov.
Louisa and David Brickman, we wish you Mazel Tov on the engagement of your son Josh to Elise Molina.
Mazel Tov.
And Mazel Tov to Talia and Craig Karpolowski on the birth of their son.
Mazel Tov.
We wish Mazel Tov to Cynthia and Norman Roberts on their granddaughter Sivan's Bat Mitzvah.
Mazel Tov. I think that's in Israel, so Mazel Tov.
Yeah, I think they're in Israel. Very nice. And to anyone else who has a birthday, anniversary, or any other simcha in the coming week.
Mazel Tov to you all. So thank you to everyone who's sponsored, volunteered, donated, set up events, and taken part in activities, whether that's virtually or in person, to keep us connected as a community. We wish Refuah Shalema a full and speedy recovery to anybody who's unwell, and we wish Arich Hashamim long life to Susan Wilde on the sad passing of her father Norman Cohen, and to David Schindler on the sad passing of his mother Jeanette Schindler, and to anyone who has a yortzeit in the coming week.
Now, as we mentioned, it's a busy Shabbos this week. It's Rosh Chodesh Nisan. We have Women's Hallel, 11 o'clock at Yavna, led by Rebbetzen Emma Taylor. Really beautiful way to uplift, to connect in an uplifting way to Hallel. All women and girls are invited. At Croxtell at 7:15, we have a beer and shir.
Beer and shir sounds good.
I don't know, I'm not a big fan of beer, but I'm sure some of you are. Beer and shir and other light refreshments. That's 7:15 at Croxtell Mincha, followed by the beer and shir, and then Maariv when Shabbat ends, and everyone is welcome. And there is a Suda Shir at Yavna this week, actually at Yavna Shul. Very exciting. It's a special series of shirim that are beginning. That's at 7:15, led by Rabbi Sam Taylor.
Thank you. Okay, just a quick appeal here. We all know Pesach is coming up, and we know the cost of making Pesach is considerable. The price is rising this year, as we know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some people will be struggling to afford even the basics. So I'm going to ask you, please give generously if you can. Again, donate to the hardship fund through the Just Giving page, or you can send a check to the office made out to United Synagogue, BS Hardship Fund. Please give generously to help others celebrate Pesach. Let me just share a quick idea with you. You know, although it's clear that Tzara'as is a physical manifestation of a spiritual ailment and not a contagious disease, recovering from it requires a period of isolation. And in fact, the Torah is explicit in its expectation that the afflicted person live alone outside of the camp. Now, why is this ostracization necessary if not to protect others from the spread of this illness?
We're all quite familiar with isolation.
We are, yeah,
away
unfortunately,
from
we've had enough of that.
Yeah.
Well, the Chofetz Chaim explains that psoriasis is a result of speaking Lashon Hara, speaking negative about other people, which has arrogance at its root cause. So although the isolation isn't in order to provide physical protection to others, it does ensure that one person's negativity and character flaws, which led them to speak disparaging in the first place, won't be able to infect other people's minds and behaviors. So this enigmatic teaching actually reminds us that nothing we say or do happens in a vacuum. So we must be ever conscious of the impact of our words and our actions on others. Something to think about. We wish you a great Shabbos. We hope to see you.
Good Shabbos.